So, this news to me is very confusing because last week Variety dropped an article talking about Star Wars and about how Disney wants to get boys back into Star Wars essentially, and they want to their target demographic is 13 to 28-year-olds. So basically they want more 13 to 28-year-olds eyes back on Star Wars, and my whole confusing fact and point was this not the target audience the entire time? And basically they want more male attention back on Star Wars again. And my whole thing towards this is I understand that Star Wars appeals to everyone, but if the same formula that worked many years ago, back in the early 2000s, back in the 70s and 80s, if that formula worked then, why did you decide to change it now? Star Wars reached the entire globe perfectly fine the way it was prior to the sequels. I mean, this is just super confusing to me. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And the more I think about it, the more annoyed I get because I'm just trying to figure out who exactly was this target audience targeted towards. I mean, you look at it, maybe it's more geared, they tried to be more geared towards women to get more women's eyes back on Star Wars. But the thing is many women liked Star Wars even back then. I mean, heck, when I was a little tiny kid and I first watched Star Wars, I mean, it was my mom who was telling me all the characters' names and everything like that back when I watched freaking Return of the Jedi back in the day. No, sorry, it wasn't Return of the Jedi. The first one I watched was technically Empire Strikes Back, but you know, that's neither here or there. It's the pure fact was it was my mother that was showing me this kind of stuff. Her and my dad used to watch it all the time, way back in the 90s and the early 2000s, and then eventually they introduced it to me, and then now I'm an insane maniac when it comes to Star Wars. Now I love Star Wars. Now I have Star Wars lightsabers. Now I have all this memorabilia and everything like that, and I take it to the next level. And that's how organic growth happens. And Star Wars is such a big franchise, and it's like, dude, you can reach whatever audience. It's so confusing. And the thing is I'm not mad. The truth is, I'm not mad. I'm just genuinely confused, and I find it funny that the last 15 years of Star Wars has been dwindling because they were trying to reach a random audience of new people. But the same formula that worked before somehow wasn't working anymore? Like, what was the thought process going into the Disney sequels and everything like that? I mean, it's genuinely confusing. It's funny to me because I'm not saying that Star Wars is going to make this amazing pivot now that they're trying to reach the original core audience. But man, 15 years of bad Star Wars could have been avoided altogether. I mean, at this point, this whole article just kind of feels like rage bait to me. And to be honest, it's kind of working. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting heated every time I read it, or every time I even hear anything about it, I get heated about it. And my gosh, man, this is just super annoying. And at this point, it's like, Kathleen Kennedy, what the hell were you attempting to do? Excuse my language, but what were you attempting to do? What was the final play? What was the goal? But anywho, at least at the end of the day, Disney's now aware of it. They understand what their true audience and fan base is, or at least where their age gap is at. And now hopefully we can go back to focusing on good Star Wars. And at the end of the day, it does not matter if they notice it or not. It all depends on good writing. If the writing is bad and it's terrible, then we're obviously going to hate it. And if the writing is actually good, then we're going to actually like it. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. May the force be with you guys. And as always, have a great rest of your day.